All right, so recording has started. I'll start screen sharing also. All right, but by the way, we will discuss on the everything in the notes here. When you open the Teams, you can go there, go to General, and from General you go to Notes here. Okay, you will find everything is written here. So let's computer case study or example. Actually, case study means it cannot be a question in the exam because it will be very large, very huge. So any part of it can be treated as or can be used as a question in the exam. So the case study computer. Now let's think about it. First of all, I want you. By the way, from here you can go and find the notes that we are preparing. All right. So let's think about it. First of all, let's think of the computer itself. See, actually, what I want you to do is to prepare or to keep a paper next to you, so you can scratch, so you can put your ideas on that paper. Now, the first part is to think of the computer. I'll consider the computer. It can be divided into servers. All right, can be divided into desktop and laptop. If you have any other type of the computers, you can think of about it. Now, let's see this. That means I'm thinking of the computer a bit in the wider way. So the computer here can be a superclass, and there will be subclasses like this. So we cannot. This means nothing in object oriented, but actually the class diagram. I'll start drawing the class diagram. So here is the computer. What are the main features that are common between all these things, all these types of computers? Memory, and this was part of the question. What else? Storage. And what else? Speed. Okay, brand. And what else? Think about it. See whatever. This is these are the attributes. All right. So I'll consider only these things. Attributes. Okay. Still, I have the methods. In this, in the method, I can use whatever, like set. Of course, they should be public, and these are private. All right. Set memory, get memory, okay, and so on. Set and get for all these things. So now we don't have, we didn't talk about the abstraction, we didn't talk about the inheritance, we didn't talk about any other principles. Now, to make it easier, I will ignore the server now. I'll consider only the desktop and laptops, okay? So here I have desktop, which includes all these things. Of course, I will, as I told you before, this means inheritance, okay? Will include the memory, the storage, the speed, and the brand, etc. In addition, what attributes does the desktop have? Let's say type. Okay. As you know, in desktop we have two types of desktops, like tower and desktop. Okay, so we'll call them type. All right. Also make it private. All right, and the method we will suggest. Now the laptop. Okay, what other attributes does the laptop have? Camera, battery, and so on. So it will have everything here in the computer, in addition to camera, battery, and other things. And the desktop, we consider only the type. We can use other features. So this is the way I want you to think of any problem in object-oriented programming. Now let's see. When we start writing this, so the first thing I will start writing the class, the computer class. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to the editor. I'll start writing the first class, computer. Okay, and class computer, I will consider the memory. It should be integer, right? Or of course you can use any other like double or float, but it's all right, integer, or I'll consider it as double. Okay, although there is no half byte, but when we are talking about kilobytes or something, it might be different. Okay, so double memory, double storage. What else we had in yeah, speed and brand. Okay, speed, it's not string like in the exam. Most of you put the speed as string. Also, it's possible to be double speed. All right, and string brand. It's everything capital letter. Okay, so this is what we have till now. And by the way, since I didn't include or put any access specifier, they are private, but it's better to write them here also. Now next, I will write the constructor, right? So the first method is the constructor. All right, like it has to be public. The name should be the same as the class, and in the constructor you can write whatever you want. But as we said before, we should or it's better to use it to initialize the private members. So here of double M memory, double storage, double SP speed. All right, or here better to write it like memory, str, and speed. Okay, very well. So here I will just initialize this memory equals MEM. Then still we have the brand, right? Comma string. Okay. Okay. So in this case, I will store memory storage equal str, comma. What else we have? Speed equals speed. Brand, yes, brand equals BR. Okay, so this is the constructor. It's done. Now let's try it to make sure that we did, or we've written it correctly. Then I'll define computer 1 equals computer of. Now I want to identify the input memory. Let's say 1,000. Okay. What is it? STR storage. Okay. Let's say 256. Okay. Speed 1.2. Okay. And the brand is Dell. All right. That's it. Now, why we have error here? Integer. Okay. Let's see what we have. Double, 3 doubles. Okay. Now let's run and see if everything's all right with errors. Now I have class computer, private memory, public computer of double memory. Okay, maybe this one of 0.2. Not sure what the error is, why it has considered as integer. Anyways, okay. Multi-character string. I'm sorry, this is the problem. Because in Python notation we use one quotation for string, but here we have to use 2. Okay, so now I don't think we have errors. All right, successfully. So the error was here, the quotation that I used. I used the Python notation. I'm sorry for that, it's my bad. Okay, so this is done. We defined the computer till now, and we declared the private attributes, and we've written the constructor, but till now I cannot access the information here. So before proceeding, I will share it with you. So you will not lose anything. I'll put it here. So this is the first part. The first one, just we defined here. We just defined definition of the class computer. All right. What else we can do? By the way, you can browse through this note. You can go left, right, up, down. It's totally easy. Okay. Next, what we have? We first need to think of some. Let's think of some methods. Okay. Okay, so let's think of some methods. What methods do you suggest? I'm waiting for you to help in this. Suggest any method. Of course, think of the mutators and accessors. What else? Okay, let's write some methods here. Void info, as I told you. Usually you should have info. Cout the information of the computer is given backslash colon cout memory equals memory cout storage equals storage. Then I should have station here. Right? You can continue, you can print everything. Let's continue. Cout equals so here speed and the brand. Cout brand equals okay, and end line. That's it. Now I've added another function which is info. Then after this initialization, I just try c1.info and we will see the execution. Yeah, without errors. Okay, so this is what we got. The information of the computer is given below. Memory equal 1000, storage, speed, brand. I don't know why the speed here is 7 point something. The brand is dull, and that's it. 1.2 double. Okay. Maybe we need to change this storage or speed, double speed. I'm sorry. See, this is also another error because speed here is capital letter. So what we got is we got rubbish. See here, I've written it small letter. So it should be like this. Okay, so terminal. All right, now it's reasonable. Before it was rubbish or unidentified number. All right, so now we got this. Of course, you can add any setter and getter, and you can add any other functions. So I will share this also with you. Okay, this is after adding the methods. All right, next, what we have next. Now I'll define the subclasses. What are the subclasses now? I have classes, I'm saying we have desktop and laptop, right? So let's go and write the classes. Here, for example, I have a desktop class, desktop, all right, inherit computer. By the way, since I didn't specify the mode of inheritance, then it is what? It's private. Okay. Here, see, I will write nothing here. So let's try. Here I have. I'll write nothing. So I'll define here desktop. Okay. 1 equals desktop, right? And see what we will get. And then see, I got an error which says let me just see what. Yes, the default constructor of desktop cannot refer b reference. It's delete. It's a deleted function. All right. So here in desktop also, I think I should let me just remove the constructor now. D1 and see. Also, we have error y because here I don't have any constructor. So D1 of also desktop of this. See, let's face all the problems that you may face during your programming. Here we don't have constructors, so I should have here in the desktop, okay, I should have a constructor. So I'll add public desktop. See, I have error now. Okay, if you can see, I have error. That's why I have to declare the desktop constructor. I'll use the same variable names. I don't want to make it very long typing. So desktop. Now what I'll do here, first of all, remember that this is inheritance. So whatever I have here, whatever the desktop has, they don't belong to the desktop itself. They belong to what? They belong to the superclass. So I'll put dot, all right, colon, and call what? Call the constructor of the basic class. By the way, I just put it down or new line to avoid having long, and you can remove the types because the types you don't need to define the types when you pass arguments. Here we are passing arguments. Okay, so this is what we will do, and that's it. Why I put these parentheses or braces? Because this is a function. Okay, so let's see here. The error has been or has gone, has been overcome, and now I can use d1.info. Although, see, d1 doesn't have function info, but d1.info is inaccessible. See, I got an error. Void it, just run it with the errors. All right, why is it inaccessible? Here it's public. All right, because here the access specifier is private. As I told you, if we do not put this access specifier, then it's by default it's private. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so this is what we got. Same information, we didn't change anything. Okay, but here, as we said, since I'm declaring a new class, then it should have at least one different property or method. So the desktop, let's see from the internet what are the features of the desktop. What are extra features like you are specialized in computer science, so you can help me. Okay, desktop attributes. Okay, what's this? Or specifications. These are laptops. Okay, let's say I'll add the type of or CPU type. What's the CPU type or processor type? Sorry. Some computers comes with the CPU. Some other come with GPU. Okay, they're called accelerator. So here I will add a new feature, which is string. Okay, processor. And here also, see what how I will modify in the constructor. I'll add br or string processor. I'll show you now. Here I will add some default value. Here processor equals. All right, that's it. Now, if you don't know the processor type, usually it's a CPU, but in very rare case or in some cases it's GPU. So I will put as default value as CPU. If you don't pass it, then it will consider it as CPU. So here in desktop, see before adding this part, the default value. Here I got an error. Why? Because one argument is missing, which is the type of the processor. But when I added this, it has considered that if I don't pass it, then the default value will be taken. Then there's no error. All right. Then let's run it. Here the information will be, part of the information will be missing because the CPU or the processor type will not be displayed. Okay. Anyways, so let's create the third class, which is laptop. Okay, I'll write it capital letter. Okay, laptop. Laptop can inherit from desktop and can inherit from computer. I would suggest to inherit things from desktop because it has also this processor story, this type of processor. So laptop, okay, also it will inherit from public desktop. What other things does the laptop have? It has battery, so it's an integer, okay, battery life. How many hours, right? The battery can survive. Camera, not string, also integer. Camera pixels. I would prefer to use also capital letters as we use always. Okay, that's it. Now also you need to declare the constructor. So I'll declare a constructor which is the laptop of everything here, in addition to the new things, the new features. Okay. Also, we have integer BL battery life and integer cam. All right. And here, what we'll pass it to the desktop, and the desktop will pass it to the computer. All right, so I don't need here to use the variables. Okay, and of course, I need to add the other part, which is battery. It's not. I'm sorry. This should be public. That's why I got this error. All right. So. And here we expected semicolon. Okay. So we'll pass memory and string, etc. Until BL, and so here bat life equals BL, and camera pixel equals cam. All right, see now I have very long one or code, but I'm expecting that, or I know that you understood everything here. I want you to try it, and I want you to study it carefully and try to update it. I have error here. Let me just see why I have. Do I have error here? Default not at end of parameters. All right, I remove it just because it's not at the end of the parameters. So I got an error. Okay, here I'll get for sure and dull. All right, so let's define laptop L1 equals laptop of. You can get these things. What we have? We have memory 1000, storage 256. Yes, speed 1.3. Brand string Dell. What else? Processor, a GPU or CPU. GPU. Battery life, let's say 8 hours. And camera megapixel, let's say 10 megapixels. Done. Okay. We don't have any error. Now see how we moved from computer, then to desktop, then to laptop. This is the inheritance. We need now to think of, let me just run it first. To see. Now the info here, okay, the info prints only the information of the computer: memory, storage, speed, and the brand. What if I have in desktop, for example, in desktop, if I use .info, or even in laptop, okay, I write L1.info. Let's run it. All right. Okay, if you can see in all of the three different types, we've just printed the memory, the storage, the speed, the brand. Here, for example, in computer and desktop, also it's a computer. It's also printed the same information, same in the case of laptop. Then I can now use the same function, but with different operations. So I'll take this info and put it here inside the desktop. Okay, and add. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we need to use public. No, I don't recommend this now. Okay, not now. After we define the abstract. So till now it's okay. Do you have any questions till now? Okay, I'll just share this with you. So we define the subclasses, which are the laptop and the desktop. Now, if I want to define a function that every class or every subclass should have it, here in the computer, for example, I'll define a virtual function. Let's say price. Every computer should have a price, right? So what I'll do here, virtual void. Okay. Let's just print, for example, the easier way. Print memory. No, not print memory. Okay. Set price. Or try to find me anything that we can based on the information that we have. Like if you remember in GPA in the case of student, we were talking about next semester, right? So here I don't find any function that should be mandatory. Okay. Okay. Print the type. Okay. Of, and if you remember, we should make it equal to 0 to make it mandatory that every class should have it. Okay. So now let's come here to the computer. If you go there, you will find now again I get an error. Why? Because I have pure virtual function here. I should define in every class that inherits or in every subclass from the computer class. So here, what I'll do, I should define this function. Okay, I just copy it. And define it. Let's say cout type is a desktop. Computer. I'm sure computer should this should be removed. Desktop, sorry. Okay. Laptop. What's this computer? Cast abstract class computer is not allowed. All right, I'm sorry. So I will define here a class. Okay, I'll call it a abstract, which includes only this virtual function, pure virtual function. Okay, I'll and I overcome all the other errors. Let's run and see. All right. So this is the virtual function computer, but now here I have to inherit from ABS. Okay. Now I'll get errors. I should get errors, yes, because I didn't declare here the function, the pure function. Okay. So what I'll do, again, here in the public, I have to declare a function with the same name and with different process. So here, public. Out. This is a computer. All right. So that's done. I don't have errors here. Now I'll share this with you. After we added the abstract, I wanted to study this, and of course we'll continue with more case studies. Now I'll discuss with you the quiz of last lecture. So I'll go to assignments. Okay. Of course, as I told you, you can access this from general. Then you can go to notes. Okay, and you will find everything here. All right, so I'll close this and I'll go back to assignment. I want to discuss with you the assignment. I don't think we need to record this. I'll stop recording now.